Can see my wife's sewing board right here on TikTok. You
Oh,
can't
nice.
see it on the YouTube where we are also live. All right, hello, Idiots on Parade, the Too Ugly for TV podcast. We mock the news so you don't have to. My name is Nathan Timmel. I'm a stand-up comedian in Iowa City. With me, as always, is Jake Fevra, stand-up comedian in New York City. Hello, Jake.
How's it going?
All is well here. I'm doing something different. You have your Monster, which you always do. I
Oh, yeah.
usually have either a Celsius or a Diet Mountain Dew or water, or I got a T-Bomb today. My wife went to the T-Bomb store, and I have a T-Bomb. I'm not sure exactly what's in it, but I'm drinking it.
T-ball, huh? Is it one of those with the little round things in it? You know what I'm talking about? The little
I know what you're talking about. No, it's good morning, Rich.
yogurt
Rich has
bowl?
joined us on, and Sophie and Ken is here too.
Oh,
No,
hello.
it's like an energy drink. It's like a Monster. It's with a bunch of
Gotcha.
vitamins and collagen, and it's like healthy
Oh, that's
caffeine.
cool.
So
Nice.
wow. So we recorded last week and signed off, and a couple hours later, I started getting texts. Hey, what's going on with Rob Reiner?
Dude, that's nuts. Yeah.
What's nuts is here's how it unfolded for me. He said, quick look up Rob Reiner, and I Googled, and at that point they hadn't released anything yet. So the every news story I saw, there were four of them, and I clicked on all four, and they all said a man and a woman have been found deceased in a property owned by Rob Reiner. That is the way they reported it. They were being very careful. And then TMZ was the first one to say, oh, it is Rob and his wife. And from there it exploded. But it was just interesting because you rarely see caution
Yeah.
anymore. You rarely see anyone hedging their bets and not just jumping to sensationalism. They didn't even say it was Rob Reiner's house. Because in Hollywood, these people buy, not these people, the rich, they buy like 4 or 5 properties and flip them and turn them and rent them and use them
Sure.
for, they get those secondary sources of income. So at first it was like, well, big deal. Reiner owns the
Okay.
house. And then, over the course of 20 minutes, it was, oh, it is Rob.
Yeah.
It's, it's fucked up, but yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird to see that there's still some journalistic integrity left. It almost throws me off the few times I see it. I'm like, what? No, you guys don't do this anymore. Something's wrong.
Yeah. I'm going to say something horrible, and I apologize in advance. I was going to watch it anyway, but after he passed,
In
the
advance,
next
I don't sign off on it.
Jake is taking himself out of this
Take the
one.
here, man.
You got a delay on your
That's
side,
right.
yeah. I was going to watch this anyway, but the day after, I saw that Spinal Tap 2 was on HBO. So I'm like, oh, well, yeah, let's take a moment and appreciate.
Dude, I also started rewatching it before he died. Yeah, that's nuts.
No, I meant 2. I said part 2.
No, I want to rewatch 1 because it's been so long that I don't remember any of it.
2, they should have left it alone. It didn't go anywhere. It didn't add anything. It was a sequel. It was like, oh, we did this one thing and it was really intelligent and clever and funny. Let's just replicate it. It didn't work. So yeah,
I love that was the one you were prefacing. I'm going to say something terrible for. Maybe it's because the president has moved the bar so crazy low for memorializing dead directors that I'm like, oh man, if after Trump said what Trump said, if Timmel's got to start the story with this, I mean, it's going to be terrible. He's going to, he's really going to go nuts here. But Trump is saying he was a piece of shit. Timmel's like, I think Spinal Tap 2 wasn't as good as 1. Boo! Like, I hope that gets us canceled. I hope that gets outrage in the comments.
That's where I felt I needed to couch it because he did just pass it. It's like if he was alive, if he was alive, I would say, dude, yeah, that fucking film sucked. You shouldn't have made it. But since he has passed, I'm couching it in not my favorite. Like I'm tamping it down out of respect.
Out of respect, I will say it is my favorite Spinal Tap, the new one. He absolutely should have made it.
I will say this. Have you ever... I read Miles Davis's book. I heard Gene Hackman say... Celebrity... Even Ben Stiller talked about it recently. He said that he did not like his childhood with his dad because his parents were always off working and doing Hollywood shit. So Ben Stiller said, I'm going to make it a point to be a good dad and his kids are grown now, and they said, no, you were kind of a fuck up. You were off shoot. He thought that being a good dad meant he would come home from his movie shoot every weekend. If he was off on location, he would come home and they'd go to a basketball game and you know, like, I'm going to be really present on Sunday. But his kids said, no, you were gone 6 days of the week making a movie. It's great that you made the effort to show up. My point is, Hollywood kids.
I got Ben Stiller's side in this. Isn't it crazy? He still sees them once a week. He's keeping a hell of a roof over their head. He's giving them Hollywood nepotism, and they still got a bitch. Fuck you, Ben Stiller's kids.
Jeremy Renner did the same thing. Jeremy Renner talked about filming in England, saying he needs to go home once every 2 weeks. The whole point is, Miles Davis, I mentioned him. I read his book. Miles Davis was an alcoholic heroin addict who toured nonstop, was a non-existent dad, and he wrote in his book, you know, my son was kind of a disappointment to me. And it's like, dude, you were never around. The whole point is, these Hollywood kids or kids with parents that are not always, they all turn out as bad. But how many kids of Hollywood celebrities have you known that have gone through addiction and even Tom Hanks has a Chet, you know, like. Yeah. So it's horrible what Nick Reiner did. It's unforgivable. Yeah. It's awful.
All of a sudden, Chet Hanks ain't the worst son in Hollywood anymore, by God. Glass is half full for that fella.
That is true. Paul makes a valid point. It doesn't matter what you do for your kids. They will always think you come up short. I mean, that's true. That is absolutely true. We blame our parents for everything, and Rich is on your side. Yeah, fuck those kids.
Goddamn right.
And Ultra's on my side. Spinal Tap 2 was a disappointment.
There you go.
But speaking of Nick, let's start with that story.
That's wild. I did not know this till you sent me this. That's fucking crazy.
What, musician Nick Reiner reacts after... Yes.
I've been seeing that picture everywhere.
Well, the pictures of his son, but I'm saying they put a picture of his kid.
Oh, I thought that was this. I thought that one was the keyboardist.
No, just randomly posing with Rob Reiner.
Yeah.
No, the whole point is this poor guy, this musician named Nick Reiner. It happens all the time. It happened in Iowa. There was a politician running for office here in Iowa, and there was a drunk who got arrested for beating his wife or something with the same name. Someone always has the same name, and this musician, Nick Reiner, deleted his Instagram profile after posting, "Please read, I'm not related to Rob and Michelle Reiner. It's absolutely tragic what has happened to them, and my heart goes out to their loved ones and friends. That's not me."
Right. My name is William Gates. I go by Will. I'm not on the Epstein list. Quit throwing things at my front door.
For a second, okay. My brain went two places with that one. Not only do you have Bill Gates, but you also have Matt Gates being a pedophile. Like that, Gates is a. You got two. I'm a different Gates altogether. I'm William. I'm not Matt or Bill.
That's right. I'm Will Gates. I've got a full-grown woman at home and another full-grown woman on the side. How dare you people accuse me of this?
All right. Let's shoot to the comments, and I'm going to ask you, Jake. Favorite Rob Reiner movie?
I never seen any. No, I'm gonna go with Misery, dude. Misery was the shit.
Good.
It's still, one of the best like thriller horror movies. She's one of the best bad guys in a movie ever, I think, because the way Kathy Bates was like, normally when there's somebody that seems kind of sweet and innocent and then they're evil and murdery, it's sort of like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde sort of thing where they switch and they like it's a different person. No. This is the corny little soccer mom that doesn't have kids from the Midwest, but she's just killing people, and she really was, you know what I mean? Like she kind of seemed like the same person still, even when she does the evil shit,
Yeah, that makes sense. It was, I mean, it launched Kathy Bates. I mean, it made her. She came out of the blue. It's kind of like, I can't think of his name. Hans Gruber in Die Hard. When Alan Rickman just boom shows up, it's like, here's this guy that's been doing theater and nobody knows who he is, and then iconic. She same way.
She was great in that. She was great. And the cool thing about Rob Reiner as a director is he crossed so many genres and then absolutely crushed it in every genre. That's crazy.
And that is because you read story. I don't know if you do, but you read stories of directors. They do one thing, and like actors, they get pigeonholed. Oh, they're like, oh, you're the comedy guy here. They say they only get offered comedies or they only get offered one thing. Whereas Rob, you just said it. I mean, I'll give you my favorite. We already mentioned it, Spinal Tap, because I remember I went to see a double feature.
There's no wrong answers here. There's really not.
Well, North.
I've never seen North.
It's fucking awful. It's Bruce Willis. There's one good scene. There's one good scene in North. And I can't remember it completely, but there's an ambulance drives by with its sirens on, and there's a car right dead on its heels, and then it brakes, and I believe oh shit, who's the from John Lovitz plays a lawyer, and he gets out of the car, but it's like he's literally an ambulance chaser. It's the one good moment in the entire film. He's like ambulance and lawyer chasing him. Anyway, I remember going to see a double feature, Spinal Tap and Top Secret, at the Oriental Theater in Milwaukee, and I was going.
It's the Asian American Theater. How dare you?
I was going to see Top Secret. I knew who the Zucker brothers were. Airplane was an iconic movie, and I'm like, I'm going to see Top Secret. Whatever this Spinal Tap is, great. I'll sit through it. I walked out going, Top Secret was good, but what the fuck did I mean, it's cool, man. It's like the opening act blew the headliner away. I had never seen anything like Spinal Tap before, and it changed me. It was insane. So Spinal Tap. Let's go through I mean, like you say, there are no wrong answers. Starting here. Sophie and Ken, Princess Bride. Ultra's on your side with Misery and Princess, and Richard is Princess. A Few Good Men is fucking awesome. Sophie and Ken, I mean, Nicholson in every... Live visibility restricted for 10 minutes. Your live is not eligible because your live does not comply with the For You feed eligibility standards. Misinformation.
Because you trash Spinal Tap too, you disrespectful bastard.
Misinformation that may cause a moderate harm. I gotta get a screenshot of this.
I screenshotted it.
What misinformation did we spread?
Dude, we spread a lot of misinformation on this podcast on a weekly basis. We've just been talking Rob Reiner movies, man.
Literally.
Rob Reiner movies.
All we do is make fun of the news, and suddenly we're dinged on TikTok for misinformation. We're telling jokes.
Dude, that means we've been telling the truth according to TikTok every podcast, though.
Stand by me. We just watched this as a family a couple weeks ago. The kids and my wife, just great. Just what again, another one of the few. Misery and Stand By Me, two of the exceedingly few film adaptations of a book that go on level with the book, that don't turn it to complete shit.
And especially with Stephen King books, that tends to happen a lot. It's hard to. I don't know what it is about Stephen King books, man. They're great, but they don't make good movies most of the time.
We got fight going in the comments. Sophie and Head did not like him as Meathead, so Ultra and Paul are jumping on saying they loved him as Meathead. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own thoughts, but
yeah.
All right. Either way, sad stuff. Such great movies, and all. Here's how good a person Rob Reiner was. Here's how good a person he was. James Woods and Rob Schneider. Fucking MAGA trolls. MAGA trolls came out and just were like, no, good dude. We disagreed politically. Absolutely love him. I mean, when you can get James Woods to tear up because a liberal passed away, is like, that's the seeing past the politics. He even said, I think he said, Rob Reiner is a patriot. We have different ideas on how to love our country, but we both love the country. I mean, you don't see that out of James Woods often.
Yeah, he damn sure went against the president. I'll tell you that.
All right. Second story. That was the story. Oh, Jake, this one. Occupy Democrats it's not an actual DNC. It's not an official Democrat page. They have themselves listed at, can I see what they're listed as? Occupy Democrats is a merger of the goals and interests of Occupy with those of the Democratic Party. And Occupy was that stupid fucking Wall Street thing. The Vatican sends, so this is propaganda. This is not a news story. This is propaganda. The Vatican sends Trump's favorite cardinal packing as Pope Leo cleans house. In a move that sent shockwaves through both the Catholic Church and MAGA world, Pope Leo has officially shown Cardinal Timothy Dolan the door, replacing Donald Trump's favorite cleric with a far quieter, less political bishop from Illinois. Jake, it took me all of 2 seconds to go, that doesn't sound right. I Googled it. Cardinals have to offer their letter of resignation on their 75th birthday, which Dolan did last February, and then they can't have a 5 years grace. They have to actually retire at 80. They have to file a letter of resignation at 75. So last February he did that, and then Pope Leo's like, yes, I accept your letter. We're going to have you replaced. So it is no... Occupy Democrats has this big post about how the left is striking back and how they're moving right-wing cardinals, and you're building up bullshit. It's nonsense. It's a process. You don't need to fucking lie to people and continue this culture war of echo chamber and it's just bullshit.
Yeah, I never agree with the church on much, but that's a good rule. They have way better rules for cardinals than we do for presidents. You know, I think 75 is a good maximum number there.
Not just presidents, should be Congress too. Get everybody out of the Senate and the House. I'm
tired of seeing Mitch McConnell make this face. It just freeze up, man. It's sad.
Did you notice I just made that face?
That's true.
No, I did. While you were talking, I did one of these. Yeah, very manly, sipping my tea bomb out of a cup.
He always does look like he's sipping tea out of a straw. Donald Trump.
But the sad thing is I see people. This is just misinformation that gets shared, and you get people that this should. Hey, TikTok, you should ban Occupy Democrats like you banned us just now.
Yeah, we're calling out misinformation, and we're getting shit on. Who runs this thing? Occupy Democrats? This is bullshit.
I pulled it up because one, it's frustrating, and two, we shit on the right a lot. But Democrats, you're just as fucking bad. It's all propaganda and bullshit. And anytime you read anything, just fucking Google it and find the truth.
Yeah. Hey man, do you think we'll get unrestricted if we spread misinformation on behalf of the Chinese government? You know, for example, I think the Uyghurs started that whole fucking thing. You know, I think they're going soft on it.
They had it coming. I won't say they started it, but I would say they poked it up, and it's like, all right, they take that, Uyghurs.
Uyghurs, more like the Meagers. Oh, boom, in your face, Uyghurs. There you go. Can we get unrestricted now? Come on, China. One China. Taiwan, my ass. More like little Beijing. That's what I call that fucking place.
I'm waiting for the thing to say, ooh, you have done well. Welcome back to the for recommendation page.
Yeah. Come on, man. In the immortal words of John Cena, we apologize for our terrible mistake, whatever it was.
All right, next story. This one, Jake, we did cover this, and it's funny because the initial news, it's like anything. Initial news story, controversy, blow up, everybody talking about it, including us. The follow-up story, little segment of page 8 down in the corner, doesn't make headlines. City installs rainbow bike racks after Pride mural is paved over. St. Petersburg installed the racks in the Grand Central District after state and federal officials ordered Pride murals removed. So, the big news was there was a rainbow crosswalk that they painted over, and everybody said, why the fuck are you painting over it? And they said...
You said St. Petersburg? This is in Russia?
No. St. Petersburg, Florida.
Oh, Florida. Oh, okay, yeah. Because I was going to say, I thought this was for the Pulse nightclub. Okay, so yeah, I was thinking of the same.
Outside the Pulse nightclub, they had a crosswalk that was a rainbow.
I thought that was Orlando.
I think they're kissing cousins.
Gotcha. Okay.
Either way, they said it violated traffic laws, that it needed. You can't have this multicolor thing on the road. And we talked about it, said, oh, bullshit, just leave it alone. But what they did is they said, all right, we can't have it on the road, but they're like replacing with something that like, look, we'll put rainbows up. I mean, the bike rack looks nice. I get it. People are unhappy when you take something down, like, oh, you're doing it out of hate, and
Right.
you wouldn't put it past DeSantis to do something.
DeSantis. Yeah, come on. Yeah, you know why they did it. If
Yeah.
it was a mural of Charlie Kirk, they'd have fucking left it alone.
Well, the thing is, the state of Florida government issued the painted over, and the city of St. Petersburg is putting things in. So it is a sort of like split between DeSantis is saying, let's go after the gay community, and the city is saying, we're going to do what we can to push back. But it's just nice to see something happening, anything happening, and it's not getting any coverage.
They should really rub DeSantis' face in it. Instead of just rainbow bike racks or whatever, they should do like giant statues of the two guys from Brokeback Banging. That's what I would do.
It has nothing to do with anything. One of my favorite Family Guy clips of all time is when Brian says, he goes to a Hollywood party. He's like, I'm working on a script of Brokeback Mountain from the horse's point of view. Do you know that one?
I kind of, yeah.
So then there are two horses and there's a tent, and they're like, "Hey, what's going on? We're usually hitting the road by this time. They're usually awake." He goes, "I don't know. I'll stick my head in." And he puts his head in the tent and he pulls it out. He's like, kicking and runs off. And the other horse is like, "What?
Dude, Family Guy is like the best show to watch when you're high. Like it's funny when you're not, but it's something about that, just the quick randomness of the cutaways and all that. They're great when you're high.
Well, and that's the thing is, I love South Park. South Park is my favorite. I love Family Guy, but South Park hated him for being incoherent. I love the incoherence. I love the randomness of Family Guy. Oh, that reminds me of the time. Boom, just stupid cutaway for no reason. It makes me laugh.
The hardest I've ever laughed at anything in my life. I was stoned off my ass. This must have been 20 years ago, and I'm really high. I'm watching Family Guy, and then they cut away to. It was the first time I'd ever seen one of the Conway Twitty episodes where they throw to Conway Twitty, and they played the whole song. I was laughing my ass off the whole time.
I will tell you, the funniest thing I have ever seen was when Peter homeschools Meg and Chris. And he said, and the 1980s gave us one of the gayest music videos ever made. And then they played and I remember when it started, it was the Mick Jagger, David Bowie version of Dancing in the Street.
I remember that. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
And the longer it went on, the more I'm like, oh shit, they're going to play the entire video. And then it ends with Peter going, that happened and we let it happen. And it's just, it's just like, who plays the entire fucking song, the entire Conway Twitty, entire video? It was just insane that and some people would call it sloppy, like, hey, we don't have to write 4 minutes of script by playing this. And maybe it was them saying, hey, if we do this, we don't have to write 4 minutes of script, but it's still brilliant. It's
it's unexpected. Especially if you're in an altered state, it catches you off guard, man.
Just the ending. That happened, and we let it happen. Sophie and Ken is right. Rainbows can make you gay, or at the very least bi. You have to keep your guard up with rainbows. When you see a rainbow, I think you have to put on like those They Live sunglasses to protect yourself, so you see the actual message. Like, rainbow's trying to make me gay.
Every time there was a rainbow in the sky, my father used to make me turn away, and then he'd hit me and say something homophobic.
Didn't David and Mick have sex? One of the funniest things I have ever seen on social media was a guy posted a picture of his dad on the back of a motorcycle hugging David Bowie. And he said, hey, guess what? When my dad was in his 20s, he was in the Caribbean, and David was down in wherever the police recorded Synchronicity there. There was a famous studio in the Caribbean, and Dire Straits recorded Money for Nothing there. And so David Bowie was there, and they're both shirtless, and David's smiling at the camera. And everybody commenting underneath is, dude just posted a picture, not realizing David Bowie nailed his dad that night. He's That's like, awesome. My dad met a famous guy, and every single person was, yeah, David Bowie fucked your dad.
That's funny. I just got an update on Twitter. It says flash goal: 3 gifters send love. Send
TikTok.
love you so much, to your live in 15 minutes. Yeah, there you go. See, they like the restrictions.
Oh, there we go.
It's saying start. Can I let me hit start.
Well, you start that. Richard is pointing out that books make you gay. Yes, there is a lot out there that makes you gay. Reading, intellect, liberal universities, they all make you gay. You could do worse than David Bowie. You could do a lot worse. You could do Jeffrey Dahmer. If Jeffrey Dahmer picked you up and was your first gay experience, it would also be your last gay experience. So yes, you could do a lot worse than David Bowie.
Unless you could run really fast.
What's that?
Unless you could run really fast.
Yes. Well, and he only went with the sloppiest drunks, so.
It's true.
All right. Next story. Imports to busiest U.S. seaport tumble 11.5% in November as tariffs bite, port executive says. Hey, Jake, I'm going to quiz you. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but what happens every December 25th? There's a special day in December where families congregate and do something. Do you know what that is?
Kwanzaa.
Yes, it is Kwanzaa.
Oh, yeah.
All across the country, families give gifts on December. So what happens in November? Imports should rise because November and early December is when everybody is purchasing those gifts. Hey, guess what's happening this year right before the busiest purchasing season of the year? They're tumbling. It's almost like tariffs are putting a bite on the economy. Now, this article does point out that last year, a lot of companies overstocked knowing that the tariffs were coming. So that is one point. Snarky says that 11% is more likely to do with people not having money to buy things. That is also, but yeah, or not having the money to afford as prices go up. But it's almost as if tariffs hurt the economy, Jake. It's shocking.
You're telling me that making things more expensive made people buy less? I don't buy that. That's anti-American propaganda.
Sophie is pointing out that shipments for Christmas come in before September. That's true, but there is always a last-minute push. I did slight research, and it says that November should be up as well. So I don't know how much, but this is a hit.
That's true.
But yeah, and so Trump went on the news and said that, hey, everybody, but at least gas prices are down. I notice he didn't point out that the reason gas prices are down is because there's a country, I've heard of it, Saudi Arabia. Does that sound correct, Jake? Have you ever heard of Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, I did a comedy show there. Took a lot of heat for it.
Well, they seem to have something called oil, and starting in August, I think they were doing something called flooding the market. They have made it very clear that they are overproducing, and OPEC is up right now because they are trying to devalue the price of oil because they are trying to hurt the United States oil output. So yeah, you can brag about low gas prices, but it's going to fuck Texas oil in the long run.
I actually didn't know that.
You didn't know that? See, it's not widely reported. Oh, I'm getting hit in the comments here. Snorky is backing up Sophie and Ken. Items from Asia usually on the ships by September. When I work for a Japanese company, they all sang Christmas songs in summer. All right, so maybe I am off, but okay, I'll admit. But I will still say that 11% fewer imports is not a good thing. But yeah, I suppose they would want them on the shelves earlier. Badam Tis. I don't know what that means, Ryan. One of his cabinet members recently said they have been cherry-picking stats for Trump and outright lying to him, so he's clueless. That I absolutely can see happening because, I mean, he's not a reader. They only give him what he wants to hear. We learned that in the first term.
That's true, man. And now I really think he's starting to go senile. It's because I was around my grandfather a lot when he had Alzheimer's really bad. And I've heard this from other people too about Alzheimer's. Usually the first thing that really starts to go is your social filters, you know? And I'm not saying he hasn't always said,
I was going to say he never had any, but
what, but no, I mean, but like, I don't think he's tweeting out this Rob Reiner stuff even 5 years ago. You know, I mean, there's certain things that he would just be like, all right, I'm still going to say wild stuff, but he would do it in a more controlled manner where that's just starting to go.
I did see a clip, and I'm not saying this is all of them, but I did see a clip a while ago where he was sitting at a table doing a conference thing, and there's lots of shit going on, and someone shows him a phone, and he goes, "Yeah, tweet that." Like he wasn't tweeting himself; he was approving.
Sure.
And I don't know how much he tweets himself and how much he approves, but I know with celebrities they go through like teams where certain celebrities don't even run their Twitter accounts. They just they don't touch it, so they have teams doing it. Well,
I was on a team that runs Chet Hanks's Twitter account, but I was fired for misspelling Irie.
We have Paul has a question. If imports are down, is domestic commerce up? I'm looking through the article right now. Imports to all ports fell 7.8%. So I had pointed out the busiest port fell 11%. I'm trying to see if it has anything about domestic production. We can look into it for next week. On the other hand, tax refunds from Trump's tax and spending bill in the first quarter of 2026 could boost U.S. spending and inflation. That will take a pinch out of consumption if we get those checks. Paul, I cannot answer your question. I can Google quick if Jake wants to take over for a second.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. Snorky says, my father had Alzheimer's, and I went to Alzheimer's support group every month. I want no politicians or judges in office after 72. Yeah, dude, he could be sitting there with the nuclear football or whatever, and he's like, I thought the little red button was for more ice cream, and he accidentally nuked someone. It's crazy.
I am finding mixed stories. The economy is growing at the same pace as it did in Obama's last years, and unemployment, while lower under Trump, has continued a trend that began in 2011. But it doesn't say whether it's like U.S. manufacturing's mixed picture in 4 charts from the end of October. So inconclusive. That's behind a paywall. Is domestic production up? It's mixed. It's just sort of.
They haven't been putting out economic numbers like they normally do. The government, like Trump's claiming, it's because of the shutdown and all that.
Yeah,
a lot of people are speculating it's because the numbers ain't looking great. Because he fired whoever was in charge of that because he didn't like the numbers or whatever.
I remember when that happened. Yes.
Else, and now they're like not putting them out. So
more ice cream. Wait, where did we liked your story? Oh, Jake, here we have something. This I should have opened with this. This is probably the biggest news story we will ever cover. I saw it as a headline on Deadline. I pulled it from Variety. But I can't believe this wasn't the top story on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. This should have been an apolitical, unifying, big story. The Oscars will no longer be broadcast on live TV. They are moving to YouTube beginning in 2029 and will stream free worldwide. Jake, this is enormous news. Awards shows, which have been losing viewers consistently over the years because nobody wants to watch glorified millionaires hand awards to other glorified millionaires, is moving to YouTube so even fewer people can watch it. Who cares? Who gives a one of the articles I read called it a seismic move. It's not seismic. Nobody cares.
I mean, yeah, stuff gets more views on. I see. There's 2 ways to look at that. I mean, there's the side of like, look, no one's watching the Oscars. That's why it's on YouTube, not ABC. It could also be, hey, nobody's really watching network TV as much, so let's go to YouTube for the views. I think it's both things. So, but they're only covering it from the angle like, oh, no one's watching the Oscars anymore. I mean, yes and no.
That was my take. I don't know that they cover it.
Sorry, what's up?
That was my take that no one's watching it. The article is something. I hear you. I mean, everybody just watches clips. You just want to see. Oh, here's a quick speech. Right. Here's who won. The idea that you watch for 3.5 hours is absurd.
I don't know anyone who does that. Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in who wins, but like, I'll just Google it in the morning. I'm not actually waiting through all that crap, Unless Will Smith is smacking somebody, I just don't care.
A great thing I've had a time finding in the Oscars in the past. Oh, so Paul will watch it on YouTube, so it is a good move. I think ABC has had it forever because that's why Jimmy Kimmel has hosted it like so much as they just keep giving it to him. Ricky Gervais would host the Golden Globes. He was a great Golden Globes host. Although I will say Nikki Glaser did a great job last year. She was fantastic on the Golden Globes last year.
I don't really watch these, man. I'm interested to hear who wins, but I'd rather do it instead of watching a show about movies. I'll just go watch a movie and I'll Google that shit in the morning,
Well, I didn't watch the awards. I watched Glazer. I'm guilty of it. I watched Glazer's monologue the next day online. I didn't watch it live.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Snorky is right. Usually the winners seem to be politically chosen. That's what happened to the Oscars, is they have not given it to the best film. They gave it to, I don't want to say when I say the most deserving, I don't mean best as in most deserving, like Peter Jackson won for his third Lord of the Rings film because they're like, okay, we finally need to give him something, not because it was the best film. Moonlight, nobody talks about. Nobody says, oh, you got to watch Moonlight, or, oh, I put Moonlight on again last night for the fourth time. It was just like,
it, so I can't really talk shit.
Well,
it's a lot of movies that people
but it has nothing to do with technically best.
Dude, have you seen Jim Jeffries' most recent special?
I have not yet. I did see him respond to the Australian shooting where he said what we said when he said, everybody's pointing out, hey, look at your old bit. It doesn't hold up. And he said what we did is, I'd rather have one shooting every 30 years than one or two a day. So fuck you. Tell me what.
I to that point, they had bolt action rifles. If they had semi-autos, the death toll probably would have been much higher. That said, no, this bit's great. It's about actors and specifically the Oscars. And I'm going to kind of butcher it, but basically at one point in the bit, he's like, this is how he basically says, this is how you know the Oscars are nonsense. Did you know that 3 times in the history of the Oscars, a 10-year-old has won? Could a 10-year-old do your job? Not just do your job, but be what you aspire to be.
Right. I mean, that's one way of putting it. A 10-year-old couldn't pilot a plane.
That's true. It's true. They could not do most jobs. They're 10.
Here, I don't know the years, but in the past few years, I will tell you this. Whatever film won the year Wind River was nominated, or Lion with Dev Patel, it just shows that it doesn't go to the best film. If you have anybody out there has never seen Wind River, fucking phenomenal movie. Lion, absolutely great. And whatever won against it just shows like it's marketing. Harvey Weinstein.
It's not always true, man. Like Parasite got it that one year.
Okay, but Harvey Weinstein, the biggest, when Shakespeare in Love beat Saving Private Ryan because Harvey Weinstein put all the advertising into it's got to be Shakespeare, and we all know this. Every year you read a story, not so much lately, about how the ballots get sent out, and someone's like, oh yeah, my wife did it, and she's like, well, I like that Tom Hanks. I haven't seen the movie, so they just check boxes of it becomes like a cultural buzz thing of you don't even have to see the movie to vote.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I don't really put a whole lot of. What was that movie that won that one year that I watched that I couldn't stand, and I really liked the lady who was in it. Nomadland. They could have just called that movie "Sad Lady in a Van, Shits in a Bucket." It's all happened. It's all happened. And I forget her name, but she's great in everything, and she was even great in that because it seemed to be the movie's goal was just annoying me, and she did that perfect.
Nomadland came out in 2010. Oh, it's Frances McDormand. She's the best. She's absolutely the best.
I've heard everything. I hated this movie. I hated this movie so bad.
A widow who leaves her life in Nevada to drift around the United States in her van. So it's literally her just driving around being sad, huh?
Yeah. Did I not just describe it perfectly?
Oh,
it left out the bucket thing, but it's in there.
Well, I say this in all seriousness. I am not joking. One of my favorite movies of all time. I'm putting it up there. I'm putting it up there with The Insider next to Michael Mann. I'm putting it up there with Spinal Tap. It's Tony Scott's The Last Boy Scout with Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans. Here is why I love.
It doesn't age the best.
It does age the best.
It's a fun watch, man, but it's cheesy. Come on now.
It is not cheesy. Here's why it's one of the best films ever made. The thing you just described, how you described No Man Land, I have never seen a movie other than The Last Boy Scout where the entire plot of the movie is summed up by one sentence by a character, where Damon Wayans goes, think, what would Hallenbeck do? Well, he'd smoke a bunch of cigarettes and shoot everybody. And I'm like, that's the entire film. The entire film is Bruce Willis smoking cigarettes and shooting people.
Well, I mean, it's a fun watch. It's a great movie. It's like if you're in the mood for a cheesy action movie, I wouldn't put it up there with Saving Private Ryan or something.
I put it above Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan always loses for me because the opening and the closing are so bad, are so fucking off. Like, the opening is so awful that by the end of Omaha Beach, you've finally gotten into the movie. You're like, okay, I've finally forgotten how bad that opening was. And then by the end of the movie, when they hold that bridge in the town, you're like, wow, that's the best movie I've ever seen. And then Matt Damon morphs into the old guy, and you're, no, I'm in the cemetery again with this fucking family, and he's hugging, and you're like, and you leave the theater going, that fucking sucked. I hated that movie because the bookends are.
I will say that we did not need Joe Biden in the cemetery, and they should have just had Bruce Willis smoking a cigarette and shooting a guy at the beginning and the end of the movie. For no reason. It would have been the greatest movie of all time.
Damn it! I am not joking here. Bruce Willis with dementia is horrible and sad, and I'm not making fun. I wish we could remake Saving Private Ryan with Bruce Willis smoking cigarettes and shooting Nazis. Yeah. That would be an Oscar winner right there.
We got to AI it. Just every guy shooting a Nazi, we just AI
Bruce with a cigarette,
smoking a cigarette and shooting a guy. Yeah, and he's not even dressed in World War II camo. He's just wearing like a leather jacket or whatever the hell he wore in Last Boy Scout.
Where'd you get the gangsters out of that? Yeah, like what's the thing he says right before that? He's like, this guy looks like he has a dick suck in his mouth. You know. It is great. Hi guys, I'm like Solar just showed up per usual, like Jake, but also worse than Jake. You're too late. Also, Last Boy Scout thumbs up. It is what was dying.
Movie. Again, it's a fun watch, but yeah, I going back and watching it again. You kind of like, yeah, I mean, it's a cheesy '80s action movie. What do you want?
I saw it twice in the theater. The first time I saw it, I just went because I'm gonna go see a Bruce Willis action movie, and I saw it in a normal theater. The second time, I went to the downtown Milwaukee theater, which is no longer there, just thinking like, oh, it's closer to my house. I'm not going to go out to the suburbs, fully not realizing the audience for the downtown theater. And I it was fine. It was not very well attended, but I go into the bathroom and I interrupted a drug deal, and they're like looking at me. I'm like, dude. I'm going to pee and I'm going to leave. I'm going to let you continue. I mean, they were not happy to see me. It's like, dude, I don't know what the fuck you're doing in this theater, but get the fuck out. And I'm like, I might not go to another. And I've never felt uncomfortable, like out of place. It was more that just the bathroom is the only place where I wasn't supposed to be. Everything else was like, oh, that's odd that white boy's here. I'm like, yeah, I'm just seeing a movie. Like, yeah, it was great. But then stumbling into the drug deal was like, no, get out of the bathroom, you cracker ass piece of shit. I'm like, yeah, you do what you got to do.
Do the drug deal in the stall like a normal person. What are you doing?
Right. You don't got to stand over by the sink with you walk in and they're just sort of like exchanging stuff and looking at you like, very obvious, but
like, what do you just do it in the stall. This like a cop, anybody could just walk in here. What are you doing?
I will admit there is one big flaw in the Last Boy Scout, and I will never understand. I mean, Damon does it the best he can when they're driving on the highway and he has to write there's a bomb in your car and he writes like BOM, like he spells it wrong. I'm like, dude, who can't spell bomb? Like that was a rough one where he's like, and he's what is that?
I can tell you exactly who. No, that was the most realistic part of the movie. He's a pro football player, man. I'll tell you who can't spell bomb, dude. It's pro athletes.
I have seen Antonio Brown's tweets, and they were insanely bad.
It's a dude who was pushed through college, did not need to get good grades whatsoever, and then had CTE real bad. That's who can't spell bomb.
All right, fair. So you just fixed that for me.
There you go.
All right, final story, and then we are out of here. Oh, we're out of time. A photo of Jake, we do this all the time because it always annoys me. A photo of Miss Finland sparks racist accusations and furor across Asia. Helsinki, Finland. Finland's government is facing heavy pressure and accusations of racism from several Asian countries after its representative. What's that?
I don't think I saw this article.
After its representative to the 2025 Miss Universe pageant was seen pulling the corners of her eyes in a photo, and some Finnish politicians posted their own photos repeating the gesture. Okay, here's the deal. You read the story. She says, I had a headache. I was rubbing my temples. The people say, no, she was doing the a racist eye thing. Guess what the article doesn't show? The fucking picture. If you're going to talk about a picture, you have to show the picture. Is she smiling and going, hey, I'm making racist eyes? Or is she just going...
thing that happened like that this week for football-wise. Did you see that? Who's the receiver for the Rams? Puka Nakau, I believe is his name.
I watched the Rams game. Yeah, what did I miss? I watched the game.
It wasn't in the game. It was, I guess, afterwards at a bar or something. He was live streaming on.
Oh, I did hear about this.
Yeah, and then I see an article saying he did an anti-Semitic gesture. And again, just like this, I read 3 articles. It was in none of them. I had to do my own investigative journalism and find the gesture itself. And it's like the guy clearly didn't know what he was doing. He was just doing a dance or whatever. I'm like, dude, is he like Zeke heiling or goose stepping? What is this? No, some guy was having him do a dance at a bar and then having him like do this. And I'm like, dude, come on. Like, he clearly didn't know what the hell he was doing. Anytime they claim something is racist, sexist, homophobic, whatever, and it's not in the article, I assume it's probably not that bad. Otherwise, it would be front and center in the article.
Oh, but this one is. I just Googled it, and she is looking into the camera, smiling and pulling her lip. This is not I had a headache. She, in the article, says, I had a headache, I was doing this. No, you look at that picture. She is looking into the camera going, oh, you know, like.
I'm going to look it up. Who is it again?
Just Google Finland racist eyes photo, and you will see.
All right. Finland.
Racist eyes photo. Yeah, she is absolutely not rubbing her temples.
Okay, yeah, because this is gonna prove our little theory wrong, I think.
Well, no, 9 times out of 10, it's right. This one, she's trying to cover.
Dude, yeah, she's 100%. She's doing the racist Asian eye thing, man.
Yeah, she's smiling into the camera. Sophie and Ken, you got to Google it. He says now, she is absolutely doing the eye thing.
We just did the same thing that we accused the. Oh shit! Hang on, video's coming on. Burp. Let me silence that. Yeah, she's. I love that we totally did the same thing they're accusing the photos of doing.
Ultra.
What's up?
Ultra's comment.
Oh, hang on, I'm back on here.
Oh,
very nice.
Oh. All right, we're over our time. I got to take my daughter to a doctor appointment. I have been Nathan Timmel. You can find me at nathantimmel.com, bookstore, t-shirt store. I always say t-shirt store. T-shirt store is also everything. Hats, stickers, any of my t-shirt designs, you can get put on anything, so it's not just t-shirt. Jake has been and remains Jake Vevra, and I spell his name Vevera because if you put the little @ symbol, you'll find him on all social media. You will find him on YouTube, Unalived by Dog Pills. Next week, Jake, I am good on the 28th. That's a Sunday. We're traveling on the 27th, which is a Saturday. Are you good to record on Sunday the 28th?
I should be good. My wife will not know her schedule for Sunday until the Friday before. So
right, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure you'll be home from Pennsylvania. Yeah. So we will go. We don't know when on Sunday. It could be morning. It could be evening. But because of the holiday travel season, we're not going live next Saturday. We are going. Sophie wants to like and subscribe. But yes, we think so. But either way, next Sunday, everybody have a good and safe Merry Christmas. If you're traveling, travel safe. We will see you next week. Thank you so much for tuning in and being part of the chat. TikTok, you guys got to join the chat when we're not being banned for spreading misinformation. All right, we'll see you.
The racist Finland lady just got a job in the Trump cabinet.